studying Sharia law. Sharia law is both a personal code, moral code, and a general religious law that can influence the direction of legal systems of Muslims majority countries. Sharia law originates from the Quran and Hadith, teachings of the Prophet Muhammad PBUH, which is peace be upon him. In the Arabic term Sharia, it refers to God's immutable divine law. Sharia law covers every aspect from work to divorce and marriage. It also states how people can connect with God and others ethically. A bit more about ISIS. ISIS is a powerful militant group that has seized control of large areas of the Middle East. And famous for its brutal violence and murderous assaults to civilians, this self-described caliphate has claimed responsibility for hundreds of terrorist attacks around the world, in addition to destroying priceless monuments, ancient temples, and other buildings and works of art from antiquity. This map shows where ISIS has ruled. The red shows area controlled by ISIS, the beige shows area claimed by ISIS, and the yellow is the rest of Iraq and Syria. This chart shows the other terrorist groups in comparison to ISIS. Al-Qaeda, which was the one that ISIS originated from, has committed 103 attacks in 14 years, whereas ISIS has committed over 757 attacks in 14 years. Attacks from 2015 to 2017. November 2015, Paris attacks. A series of attacks, bombers and shooters terrorized the streets of Paris, killing 130 people. December 2015, San Bernardino attack. A married couple opened fire at Inland Regional Center in California, killing 14 people. March 2016, bombing at Brussels Airport. A nearby metro station and the Brussels Airport was bombed and killed 13 people. June 2016, Pulse nightclub shooting. Gunmen opened fire at a gay nightclub in Orlando, Florida, and killed 49 people. July 2016, Nice attack. A terrorist driving a truck mowed down a crowd of people in the French Riviera, killing 86 people. December 2016, Berlin attack. A man hijacked and drove a truck into a Christmas market, killing himself and 11 other people. May 2017, Manchester attack. A suicide bomber bombed the Ariana Grande concert, killing 22 people. What is the U.S. government doing to protect us from terrorist attacks? The U.S. government has spent over $1 trillion after 9/11, making sure that we have a better security, we have money to respond to an attack, and we have money to recover from an attack. Are we at war with ISIS? Technically, we're not at war with ISIS because Congress hasn't officially declared war. President Trump had vowed to declare war on ISIS after the Nice attack in France. How is the U.S. involved? Since 2014, the U.S. and its allies have been at war with ISIS. They have conducted over 20,000 airstrikes. They are spending $13 million a day on this war. The U.S. builds up to 15 bombs an hour at a bomb farm in Vietnam to shoot at Iraq and Syria. There are 100 planes and drones in the air 24 hours a day throughout Iraq and Syria. The war may come to an end. After years of war, the fight with ISIS may finally be over. Lieutenant General Abdul Amir Rashid Yar Allah, senior Iraqi military commander, released a statement saying, "All Iraqi lands are liberated from terrorist Daesh, which is ISIS, gangs, and our forces completely control the international Iraqi and Syria border." Refugees. 3 million Iraqis have been displaced and they're homeless with broken cities. Millions more are fleeing Iraq and Syria and are trying to go to countries like Turkey and Lebanon. About 700 to 1,000 people a day as people arrive daily as refugees to camps 20 kilometers outside of Mosul, a city that has been attacked in Syria. This chart shows how people have been throughout the ISIS war. 1 out of 2 Syrians has fled home since the war began, or they've been killed. 6.5 million people have been displaced within Syria. 4.1 million are refugees abroad. 310,000 are killed, and 10.6 million are still in their homes. Damage. Several studies estimate that the damage is around $1 to $3 trillion. ISIS has damaged many historical buildings, such as the Temple of Baal Shaman in the Syrian city of Palmyra. ISIS is telling the U.S. to pay $1 billion for the damage because the U.S. is responsible for the airstrikes, which caused some of the damage throughout Iraq and Syria.
Thank you.
Jackson, what was the time on that?
It was 7:03.
Oh. All right, restart.
The war has destroyed many things, many buildings, architectures, and homes. What are some obstacles that Iraq will face when it's getting rebuilt?
Money. You can't really make money. I mean, you can, I guess. But you can't make enough to repair all the damage that's been done, I guess. In a way.
I think the cleanup of all the rubble and stuff is going to be trouble too for them.
Yeah, and the fact that so many Iraqis are displaced at the moment because of that. I don't think the government there. I don't think that they're gonna trust going back there. So no revenues gonna be made, and so no money will be getting generated through the system, and things just won't progress.
What do you mean going back there?
They've already been pushed out of their homes and forced to go into refugee camps, and their homes are destroyed. And if they can't rebuild the
So you don't
houses
think
and
citizens
apartments.
are going to want to go back to there?
Yeah.
But what else are they going to do?
They have nowhere else to go. They have no money. And when the government rebuilds the houses and stuff, they're probably gonna make them cost money, and say you have to buy this to be able to live here. And if the citizens don't have any money, how are they supposed to come home?
Laura, do you have anything to say about that?
I don't think they'll be safe, nor they won't feel as safe if they have lived there and they have tried to escape. They won't feel as safe there, nor will they, like Aaron said, they might not have as much money as they might have used to have, and there will be a lot of taxes to try and rebuild the city.
I think the government is going to rebuild everything and think everyone's going to come back. But they're not, in my opinion, because then they think that if they couldn't defend it for a while before, they can't do it again. So they're going to try and go somewhere safer that they think is safer or believe is safer, and go back and potentially have it happen again with different people.
Well, also they can't really, since they don't have the money to build it up again, by having citizens pay to come back and stuff and move into places. But like you guys said, they're not really coming back, so they can't really start building unless people come back.
I mean, they could still try to clean up everything, the rubble and stuff.
Yeah, but a huge factor in this is money, which they don't have a lot
Do they
of.
have it? You don't know how much they have. How much do they have
Yeah.
about this one?
I think Iraq makes money from illegal oil drilling.
Which
And they sell it to other countries.
I don't think it's been profitable in a few years, so
Well,
they're
how-
asking other countries for money.
Things
So-
like, like
You can go.
They're an undeveloped, like,
So they don't have the necessary money to rebuild everything. They might have enough money to clean it all up, but they wouldn't have enough money to rebuild and get everyone back in.
And even then, so,
I was just like, if they know it's illegal, then why is it still going on? If it's illegal,
money,
I mean, they need to make the money. That's it.
right now.
spending that money on the wars.
Like, how much of the money are they spending on war?
Good answer.
No, that was the US.
Well, another thing about like going off of safety is like, sure they'll be able to clean up the rubble that's on like the ground and maybe some in the buildings, but like, what about the actual structure of the buildings? Like, what if they like fall or something, and if they don't like have enough money to rebuild everything? I mean, if they're gonna spend the money on it, I feel like they're gonna like
The structure.
Make sure- They're gonna make sure everything's good.
Well, yeah, but if they don't have enough money to do that in the first place,
Do you think a country would like lend money?
No.
no.
Some are.
And so like,
Which countries are we're thinking about?
The U.S. is thinking about it because they kind of have to. The
Because
UK is not very like on board with it though because they're housing most of the refugees.
So some countries feel like they're already doing a big deed by like taking people in, so they feel like they don't need to pay for it.
Basically.
because it's not Iraq that's in the war, it's ISIS that's in the war.
And ISIS is a group of people. Wait, so ISIS is in a war with Iraq?
ISIS is trying to make more territory throughout Iraq and Syria, trying to implement the Sharia law.
But the Iraqi forces are also fighting ISIS, right?
The Iraqi forces are fighting ISIS. No, ISIS is a terrorist group.
I know, but like, isn't the U.S. and the Iraqi forces like army kind of thing, I guess, in a way, fighting against ISIS, or is it just the U.S.?
Well, like, their military forces, like, trying to prevent them from taking, like, territory, but, like, the U.S. is, like, dropping bombs and stuff on, like, Iraq, so.
The Iraqi forces are against ISIS.
That was his question.
We're all gonna die anyways. I'm
On film.
Right.
Oh
just
my
running through space.
Shut up, Eden.
Did someone fart?
Yeah, I
She
farted.
snorted.
People were laughing and
Amelia
it
does
said
that
on
when she
film, so
laughs.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it was a warm shark. All right,
At
let's
least
keep
they can't see
going.
your face, man.
Oh man, I just said